You ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels? Working as hard as you possibly can, but you're not really getting anywhere? Well, today we're going to dive into a philosophy that completely flips that script. It's all about a simple shift in focus that can change everything for you: your wealth, your happiness, the whole shebang. And it all boils down to one powerful idea. Okay, so this one idea, it's the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. And I get it, it sounds a little backward at first, right? I mean, we're all taught to just pour all our energy into our jobs, into the daily grind. But here's a question. What if the biggest return on your investment, the real payoff, isn't in what you do at work, but in the work you do on you? And that right there leads to a really important difference in how you think about this. See, most people spend their entire lives pursuing success. They're chasing money, chasing titles, chasing that next promotion. But this way of thinking says, you know what? That's a losing game. Success isn't something you go out and catch. It's something you attract. You literally become a magnet for it by becoming a more capable, more valuable, and more insightful person. So this brings us to a really key concept. Your income rarely, if ever, exceeds your personal development. Just think about that for a second. We've all heard stories, right? Someone wins the lottery, gets this huge windfall of cash, and a few years later, it's all gone. Why? It's because they hadn't grown into the kind of person who could handle that level of success. The real goal isn't just to get more, it's to become more so that you can attract and keep more. So, what are we even talking about with personal development? What is it really? Well, it's just the conscious process of improving yourself, learning new things, developing your talents, deliberately working on you. And here's the secret sauce, the real insight. True happiness isn't found in the stuff you get. It's found in the person you become along the way. And believe me, when you get that, it's a total game changer. It's so easy to get stuck thinking, man, if only I had more money, then everything would be okay. But that's looking at the problem completely backwards. The real issue, the real bottleneck, it's almost never a lack of money, it's a lack of ideas. Because if you can generate the right ideas, you can always find a way to generate the resources you need. Okay, so that brings us to the first major step in all this. You've got to find out. If ideas are the real currency, the question is, how do we get more of them? And it's not about sitting around waiting for some lightning bolt of inspiration to strike you. No, it's a process. It's simple, really. If you want to be successful, you have to study success. And the good news is there's a simple framework for this. It really just breaks down into 3 powerful activities that anyone can start doing, like today. And those are reading, listening, and observing. So let's break each of those down. All right, first up, read. There's this great saying, a formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And it's so true. I mean, why would you want to stumble around making mistakes when you can just pick up a book from someone who's already been there, done that, and figured it all out? Think about it. One single idea from one book could literally save you 5 years of painful trial and error. And you don't have to read for hours on end. Just 30 minutes a day is enough to get that compounding effect started. Okay, the second way to find out is to listen. And this quote on the screen, it makes the point perfectly. It's all about being smart, being strategic. Your job is to get in the room with people who already have the results you want, and then just listen, absorb everything. Don't go in asking for money. Ask for their story, ask for their insights. A simple 2-hour conversation could spark an idea that literally changes your financial future forever. And the third method is to observe. Because here's the thing, success always leaves clues. It's not a mystery. Successful people aren't just lucky. They do specific things over and over again. So you need to pay close attention. Watch their habits, their discipline. Notice how they talk, how they handle problems. None of that is an accident. Those are the clues to their success. And they're just sitting there, right in plain sight for you to see. But there's a huge difference between just looking at something and truly seeing it. See, sight is what you do with your eyes. Insight is what you do with your mind. It's about looking past the obvious, digging deeper. So don't just see the fancy car somebody's driving. Use your insight to see what's really behind it. The years of discipline, the smart decisions, the relentless, consistent habits that actually made that car possible. Okay, so you're doing it. You're reading, you're listening, you're observing. Your head is filling up with all these incredible, life-changing ideas. But here's the catch. Knowledge that you don't act on, it's basically just trivia. It's useless. And that brings us to the second absolutely essential step. You have to take action. You've got to turn all that learning into real, tangible results. And honestly, this is where it gets really exciting. Because you have the power to change the entire direction of your life on any given day you choose. It all starts by asking yourself one simple, powerful question. What is one small thing you could make yourself do starting tomorrow that would kickstart a ripple effect of positive change? Look, you don't start by trying to move a mountain on day one. It all begins with a little disciplines. Things like waking up just 30 minutes earlier, reading those 10 pages, making that one phone call you've been putting off. Every time you do one of those small things, you're building your discipline muscle. You're making it stronger, so you're ready for the bigger challenges down the road. And you have to remember, nobody's coming to save you. No one's going to do it for you. The only kind of motivation that actually lasts is the kind that comes from within. Now, a quick but really important word of caution here. As you start to learn how all this stuff works, it can be super tempting to look for shortcuts, right? To try and cut a few corners, maybe not be 100% honest. You have to resist that temptation. The philosophy is simple. Don't try to beat the system. Because people who are always looking for the cheap and easy answers, they inevitably end up with a cheap life. You want to build something solid, something real. So all of this, the learning, the action, the discipline, it all leads to maybe the most empowering idea of all. The choice is yours. When you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple truth. Your past does not have to equal your future. You are not a finished product. You have the power, right now, to choose a different path. And this next part is a really powerful exercise. It might be a little sobering, but it's important. I want you to take a really honest look at your last 5 years. Think about your financial situation, your personal growth, your overall happiness. Because here's the hard truth. Your next 5 years are probably going to look almost exactly the same unless you decide, starting tomorrow, to make a major change. The choice is completely yours. And really, that's the ultimate message here. This isn't about waiting for New Year's or for a new job or for the perfect time to get started. Conditions are never going to be perfect. It's just like the quote says, any day you wish, you can change your whole life. That power to start fresh, to aim higher, to literally become a different person, it's available to you right now, in this very moment. So we have to end right where we must begin, with a decision. This isn't just some hypothetical question I'm throwing out there. This is a direct challenge to you. What is the one discipline, the one choice, the one single action that you are going to commit to starting tomorrow that will begin to attract the life you really, truly want? Seriously, the answer to that question, well, it could change absolutely everything.